this shouldn't exist. We shouldn't have enough content to write a song, but we've only scratched the surface.
Can You Hear Us is a song project that Dan and I worked on. We obviously have seen the numbers, as we all have, about Aboriginal deaths in custody, and we were moved just like everybody else.
It's a tribute to those who have lost their lives, but hopefully it's also a step closer to justice. So let's not forget, there's not been one single conviction for those 430 plus First Nations mob who have lost their lives in custody.
So Dan and I wrote the song and included about 54 names of people who've died, and it was a long journey of getting permissions from the family to use those names in the song.
When you're getting into this, it was going to be a roller coaster of emotions. Picking up the phone and calling some of these families was probably one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. I know Paddy as well. You never know what kind of reception you're going to get on the other end of the phone. Thankfully, 100% of the mob that we spoke to were understanding and knew the reasons why we were doing this. First and foremost, as a tribute for their families, but also for mainstream to understand that this is a small part of a much bigger problem. How people are racially profiled in this country. I drive a fairly decent car and I'm pulled over on the daily because I've got brown skin and tattoos. And so there is a serious problem in this country, and it needs to be addressed.
And the death in custody is the pointy end of a problem. It doesn't even address the fact that Aboriginal people are overrepresented, that they're picked up for minor crimes, that they're incarcerated for things like traffic infringements and non-payment of fines.
The so-called leaders of this country need to stand up, and they need to make the decisions that are going to be beneficial for First Nations people, the traditional custodians of this country, and it needs to happen. It needs to happen now.